Guys, I love summer vacations, but travel frustration can ruin the fun. Overpack, underpack, forget your essentials. Guys, I'm sick of it. And that is exactly why I started packing smarter, and I use Mando with products like the 4-in-1 acidified cleansing bar. Guys, Mando makes it super simple. It's body wash, face wash, deodorant, and shampoo all in one bar. Talk about streamlining your hygiene routine. Not to mention saving space in your suitcase. And I always pack Mando's sweat control deodorant stick. It will stop odor before it starts. 1 or 2 swipes under each arm, you will be fresh and dry all day. You can now find Mando in Walmart, Target, and other retailers across the country. But for the absolute best deal, go to shopmando.com. Mando Starter Pack. I've got to suggest that it's perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice. I suggest mini body wash and deodorant wipes. That's up to you. Plus, we're going to throw in free shipping. As a special offer to all new customers, you will get 20% off site-wide. Just use my code Chael at shopmando.com for 20% off site-wide plus free shipping. Let them know Uncle Chael sent you. CGI. All right. This was such a well-done event. And I don't know how much of that matters to you guys. If you want to see certain matchups or matches, I'm not sure if somebody filmed it with an iPhone and then brought it to you, that you would think any differently than if something was set up very professional. Like, I think you want to just see matches. I'll just share it for you. I go to a lot of events. And for Craig Jones to have the audience interaction, for the audience to know what to do and when to do it, when to cheer, when to boo, when to chant along, to be in on the gag. We see that all the time in Monday Night Wrestling. The Rock. He can get everybody in the building to say, if you smell, but it took him years to educate and then get participation from the audience. Craig's only had 2 events as of now. The event that I'm at Saturday, he's only had 1 event, and then he's now doing the 2nd event. That is just not generally enough time to have all of the kinks worked out, but this thing was set up so beautifully. I mean, I get there, they got a, what do you want to call that for me, a waiting room? So I'm in a waiting room, and they bring me upstairs, get an elevator, and we come up. Now, this is the floor that you're going to walk in on before you drop into the pit. And when I get up to that, they've got all these different interview stations set up. They got a mat. You could warm up. If you were in the quintet, you could warm up. It was enough space. All these different interviews going, which is a very different energy than what I came up with through the wrestling world. In the wrestling world, there is a real intensity right before the match. There's an area, the tunnel of broken dreams, and this is where the kids are crying because the match didn't go their way. And you just repeat that all day long, and it turns into weeks, months, years, and that's a kid's wrestling career. It's not like that in jiu-jitsu. I did an interview. I was doing an interview, and then I turned and walked because my music had hit. In the world of MMA, that would be blasphemy for the reporter to even ask you for an interview just prior to making the walk to the match. But it was different. And you know what, guys? It was nice. It was relaxed. So I get in there and I'm in this thing called the pit. That means I'm on the mat. I walk first. I'm waiting for Craig. He does this incredible walkout. I couldn't hear it quite well. He had a guy rapping on the way to the ring, but my son told me that the guy kept saying, I want a Ferrari. I want a Ferrari. So now my son's been going around. He just keeps singing these same words about something about I want a Ferrari. So the kids thought it was cool. Craig finally gets out there. The match begins. Now, Craig, and you got to sell yourself to a degree. I mean, to a degree, you got to find something in your head that's going to allow you to win whatever competition you're in. And I have been put in a colossally difficult spot, which is I wrestled this guy 6 years ago when I was a little younger. Maybe I was a little better at wrestling, guys. And it didn't go well. So now you remove 6 years. He's gotten better. I haven't. Like the math is kind of there. Well, how are you going to beat him? But I had an answer. I had an answer and I believed it, which is it was 3 5-minute rounds. Now, one of the strong points of jiu-jitsu, to the extent that the Gracie family quit bringing jiu-jitsu, quit competing themselves in MMA, no rounds. It's got to be one long, continuous, where you're really feeling a guy, setting him up, and it might take you 20 minutes to get there. But if you give a guy with enough knowledge, enough time, and you don't interrupt him, he can, in fact, get there. That's the philosophy in jiu-jitsu. So if they're going to give us 3 5-minute rounds with judges, I believe Craig has a problem. I believe those rules would be set for a wrestler, not for Craig. So I got to survive the first round. This is the biggest key. You got to get that sweat going. You got to be slippery. You got to survive those first moments. And then you can get to a little bit more of a stall. Let me be busy, acting busy. And I end up in something called side control. Now, in my entire life, you have nothing to worry about in side control. That's why it's called side control. I have control. I am in control. I am on the offense. He is the defensive man. So when he goes for this thing called a buggy choke, now I had never seen one, but I have heard of the buggy choke. It's not like I'm not claiming like he brought this brand new move that I'd never seen, except I haven't. I've never been taught it. I've never felt that position. Okay, it's very peaceful, and you go out. A guillotine, for example. A guillotine there's a pain involved, whether it's your jaw, whether it's the muscles in your neck, there's a pain involved before the guy passes out. A rear naked, largely because of how you got to the position where you're in a rear naked, but either way, it causes a panic to a degree. This buggy business, it was so peaceful, and I could breathe. And my thought, and it's like time stands still. It's like I was caught in that for an hour. If you go back, and it's closer to 3 seconds than it is an hour. But it feels that way. And I remember thinking, I don't believe Craig wants this match over. I don't know where I am. My legs are on one side. You've got my hands. My neck is being compromised. I don't quite know what this looks like. And then you can't see, right? My head is down in his chest, so I can't see. It's a very confusing spot. But I do remember thinking, he's going to let this go. And then he got tighter. And I remember thinking, hey, we haven't been out here long enough. Craig is not going to want this match over. He's going to let this go, but this is a problem for me to stay here. And then he got tighter again. And I remember going out. I remember it because I must not have been out. There's like this different realm. I mean, I heard Big John the entire time. I heard Big John say, Craig, stop. He is out. Like I heard all of these things, even if my body is limp. I'm still there. Very difficult to explain what passing out is like, and it's never happened to me. I haven't had it happen to me in practice. It was very unreal. And then when you do come back, it comes back fast, and now that's where you start to go through the time lapse. Okay, how long has it been? How long was I out? Am I a fool? And you do your best instantly to look normal, to look alert. They restart the match. So I guess I was right. I was right. Craig did not want this over. So they restart the match. Great. Let's call that a warm-up. I'm warm now. Let's try this again because I'm going to throw you down. I'm going to get to side control, and I'm not going in this buggy business. And I don't think you have another move from that position, right? The one move from that position that you surprised me with just happens to be the one that you did surprise me with. Let's get back there and try this again. So I get right back. And this is exciting for me. I'm in side control on Craig Jones. That is a step up from what I was able to do with him the first time. But now we're going to get in the position where we're eating up some clock because I'm not going to do anything and I'm not going anywhere and I'm going to keep him here. And he goes back to the buggy choke. And I'm still convinced that he did not want to finish the match. But he went back to a position that I had just proved moments before. I don't know. He gets me again. And I don't know the rule on passing out and then going back and do it again. I just know, Coach Clayton, if you had fallen down in practice, your practice is now over for the day. If you got knocked out in a practice, do not come back to this gym for 7 days. So I'm actually having these thoughts. And I'm thinking, well, what happens if he gets me a third time? Like, I generally would struggle to tell you positive things about somebody that got the jump on me. But Craig is different to me. I am proud of Craig. I believe that Craig's rise, and not just in your hearts and minds, but through the industry and all the way to his own event of CGI, I believe that started with me and Submission Underground. Now, if Craig does not feel that way, I would be a doofus right now, but I think he does. So there was a part of me, as embarrassing as it is, or as much as you don't want to lose, oh my God, give me another chance. Let me try. Give me one more chance. I'm better than that. I can show it. You have this side. But you have another side too, where it's like, good job, young man. Beautiful house, beautiful production. You've done exactly what I wanted you to do. And there was just a piece of me, in spite of the competitor, that was proud of Craig Jones.